Welcome to the Instructor video on how to use the advanced positioning game. It's available at this website. Great ideas for teaching marketing. If you've played the base game, which I would recommend that you play with your students first, you have a very good idea of how it works. As you can see, up to 10 teams, up to 20 products per team, up to 8 rounds. Now, this is the central part of the game. This is obviously a perceptual map. It's for some sort of fashion product, and it's on two attributes. We've got style running upwards, and we've got quality running at the bottom there. Here is round one. This is the starting position. As you can see, there's 4 segments. The green indicates the center of the segments, and the red indicates limited market demand, but that's the market demand for each one of the cells. And if I go down by round 8, the positioning map has shifted. The total size has gone from 300,000 to 600,000. That's potential size. And the centers of each have shifted. So let's have a look at that one there. It's in G3 and this one's in B10. So this one started at D10, has shifted upwards. So high quality, but increasing fashion required, and it's shifted from here for the budget one from very, very low into expecting a little bit more. Okay, so what happens is each of these cells slowly progress to the end result, the round 9 result, over the period of the 7 changes to the 8 rounds. Okay. Now, teams have 2 choices. They start down here with a very basic product, so there's no quality aspects to it, there's no fashion aspects to it. They have 2 choices. They can bring a new product development to market in one go, and that costs 2,000 points per square. So if they wanted to, this is just the cost, okay? We go back to our values. Say, for example, they wanted to put it in C3, which is worth 8,000 points. They come down here, and C3 would cost us 18,000 points in one go. So hopefully over time, we could recoup that money, again, depending on what competitors will be doing. The second thing is, if you bring it to market and you have the cost of bringing it to market and the development and the manufacturing and setup, then the cost of fine-tuning that product and repositioning it is only 1,000 points per square. Okay, so a student team had a product there. Each time they move 1 square, want to reposition it, it's 1,000 points. Now this creates an incentive for teams. If I go back to the start, so okay, we eventually want to get there. Now we can do that in one go. So D10, if I go to the cost, would be 30,000 points. Or do we do it in 2 goes? Do we bring it out to, say, here or here initially? So if I bring it out there, that only costs me 2,000 points. And then in the next go, we move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's another 14,000 points. Plus the 2, it costs you 16,000 to do it in 2 goes, or 30,000 to do it in 1 go. So the question then for students is, how do we do it that way? And what you find initially, students come out here, the results are fairly even, and students are sort of signaling where they're heading. Okay, but you'll get 2 sets of approaches there. Okay, so that's just a guide to the costs. That's a guide to repositioning costs for students. And basically all the students fill in is a letter and a number, which corresponds to the cells up here, you can see. And they fill this in where they are, where they want to be, team number, round number, and make sure they hit their budget. Okay. And they just hand this in to you. There's various rules there. All the rules that they need are on the decision sheet, so they can always check. Now, if you play the game in a computer lab or where students have access to a computer, you can give them the actual spreadsheet, and they can just simply type in their cells. That's all you would be doing. You'd be typing in it there, and everything is automated for you, whether or not they're under budget. So they start with 50,000 points, so let's put in something that's going to be quite expensive. So 50,000 is just still okay. If we add one more, suddenly we're over budget, and we've got this message over budget, and on the results page we've got recheck budget responses all the way around. So students just play around with these numbers. Let's take that one out, and then they can down the track build in some estimates of what competitors are going to do for each round, and then when they get to the results page, see how they're traveling. So obviously at this stage we've only got one team in there, but the results are automatically calculated. You don't need to do anything. You can't type over the top of them. Everything's protected, so students can't really do much wrong, and it's fairly easy for an instructor to run. So basically we have the results of sales, market shares, costs, net profits, etc. The key goal is for teams to maximize their profits. Okay, it lists sales, so competitors can say, oh gee, which ones are selling best, which are the best selling ones in the marketplace, and then we have a very simple dashboard underneath. They also have access to this. Again, we've only got 2 products out there, but they can see where all the competitors sit in aggregate. This would be the total market, and then over here for the cells that aren't target, what are the opportunities? Okay, so they can see the target value of the targeted cells, and then if they wanted to, they could work out the value of the other cells. For example, I go back over here and say, okay, I'm team 2. What if we went into, pick a random D3, we go over here, we can go, okay, D3 is going to be worth 5,000 points. Is that worthwhile? So that's what they'll be doing. And they also have access to this, so you can see where all your competitors are. So they can go, okay, team 1 in round 1, they're here and here. So I know who I'm up against and where they are. And team 2 is here, that's all we've put in. So basically, in terms of running the game, you provide this decision sheet to all the students. There's a video that outlines the rules, and basically as you get it, you enter the decisions. I tend to put this up on the board and say, please confirm these are your decisions, and then I save it onto a memory stick for students to pass around, or a couple of memory sticks, or I put it on the learning management system. And then once, obviously this will fill up, so what you do after a while is just whatever numbers are in there, you just simply copy and then paste that down to the next year, and what students tend to do is add to it or do minor changes. Okay, as you can see at this stage, because those products aren't moving, all the budgets are 0, and basically that's all you run. At the end of the game, after 8 rounds, we see who's winning on accumulated profits. That's the winner of the game. The ranking system, which is there, ranking for all rounds. Obviously this would light up once we have more teams. That becomes a very competitive thing. And right at the end, I tend to either build an assessment item around the game, or obviously an in-class discussion. Explain what elements of strategy have you learnt from playing the game. So that's it, and good luck with it.